Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we are back with another recording of Dishonored. Let us continue. So we've put everybody to sleep out here at the Hound Pits pub with a pylon, and so we are relatively safe. We have cleared out this area. I just want to see what this recording is, and then we're going to hit this flare game.
I hope you find this. I'm devastated. The girl I've been caring for is gone. Emily is her name. Yes, that Emily. Daughter to the Empress. She's gone. They took her away in a boat this morning. I don't know where, and her hair hadn't been combed. I worry who will look after her. I didn't even get a chance to say goodbye.
So, the Loyalists kidnapped Emily. If I set this signal flare out, Samuel will come back and pick me up. What a flare. What a thing to make. And it's, I believe, only used once in the game. I could have completely understood if that was a standard flare that gets used a lot. But far too many things get activated by switches instead of just walking up to things and hitting X to activate them. Alright, so Samuel's not over there, he's over here. So we'll just blink over here and go to this section where Samuel is waiting. And we're ready to start the last mission, I believe.
Never pays to bet against you, does it? I saw the signal. I knew you'd be back, Corvo. I knew it. We should start off soon. I've been feeling something in my bones, and if it's plague, well, I can't be counted on to drive this boat much longer.
Okay, so we're going to King Sparrow Island. That's where they've taken Emily. We're ready to go.
Good. Then it's one more trip across the river to where it meets the sea. That's where the Lord Regent was building his new lighthouse. Ought to be something to see.
So he was building a new lighthouse facility. So that was the Loyalist, its own little level. Strange that that was its own level, and that really was probably like 30 minutes at most, I would say. There was one rune and 350 other golds that were probably in the pockets of all the bad guys. We did not get ghosts, we did not get don't kill anybody, we played high chaos, we killed 8 people, and 1 body was found. We used the arc pylon to rescue them, and we found Emily's drawing. So here was the final level, I believe, King Sparrow Isle. The light at the end. And there really must have been separate teams for every little section, every level. They must have been separate teams because they're so not connected, so not connected. Anyways, the light at the end. The leaders of the Loyalist conspiracy have moved to a monumental lighthouse, the final military project devised by the Lord Regent. They're holding Emily as they struggle to tighten their hold over the city. It's time to confront them, decide their fates, and determine the future of Dunwall. So are we gonna get to like all 3 of them and potentially kill them all? Or not kill them all?
The island is a bloody mess. Looks like they fought. Maybe over Emily. Just after they landed. I bet the Admiral's got her locked up in the lighthouse somewhere. Hamilton's lost the first round. He's probably dug in someplace, doing his best to drink himself to death. I suspect it's Martin who's got the lighthouse under siege. They turned on each other at last. So the Admiral's power mad, Martin's a snake, and Lord Pendleton is a coward. And you. I'm a little disappointed, Corvo. It's like you've gone out of your way to be brutal. It's been interesting traveling with you. But this is the last time you'll see me, sir. Goodbye. My only hope is that Emily comes out of this all right.
So,
out, Corvo.
King Sparrow Island High Kiss.
I'm warning you, Corvo. Out of the boat.
So he just leaves me. Optional find Pendleton. Optional find Martin. So maybe low chaos would have had a little bit of a different response there, and possibly a little bit of a different place where we started. But I haven't intentionally, never have I intentionally tried to avoid the non-lethal takedowns on everything. This game just hasn't given me the opportunity to play that way. Let's see. This place is a huge fort, as we can see. There's a rune there, there's a guy there, there's a pylon there. Let's see. One rune, there's the beachside entrance, and there's a harborside entrance. I think they're really gonna try give us a couple different entrances here. Some more weapons and stuff. Alright. I have 2 rewire tools. I could rewire this if I so could. But I just want to get... Really? Honestly, I just want to see if I can make it like really far. How far could I make it? No. Can't really make it over there. Can't really make it over here. So it's just gonna do all my dirty work for me. Again, high chaos. Am I intentionally killing all these people? No, it was just the easiest solution. And it seemed like really the only solution. Maybe I could have turned it off. Maybe that was the right move. Maybe I could have swam this way to this water and come up here. Somebody's yelling at me. Probably that guy. Just let me out of this water. Alright. Let's get up here, and in the sewer entrance we go. I guess I can't fully deny the high chaos I'm creating. Maybe I am just inherently a chaotic player of games. It's a possibility. I'm willing to question that in myself. So yeah, it looks like I could have done that. Disney Harbor Wall of Light. That's my last rewire tool. So that was the harbor wall of light. I think we need both of them.
Look out.
Since
We got someone skulking around.
I don't have any rewiring tools, so that didn't work. So I'll just take that out and disable that one. Control room needed. Where's the control room key? Is that the key right there? Probably not.
Oh, I'll find you. I know you're here somewhere, scum.
I'll write to her again. She has to see reason.
I know you're here. Okay, got away.
So is there no other way into that but without the control room key? Well, geez, how am I gonna find the control room key if it's not one of these two people? So getting in here didn't just solve all our problems. Let's work our way over here. So now we're in the under section. That's cool. We didn't do a lot in this game as far as just wandering under things. And now that we can do that, I'm not finding anything. I'm not seeing anything or finding anything of any use or interest. Let's see. Oops. Frankly, I think I could just as easily walk here. Everybody's gone now. One hack turret is really all you need to do. I have to kind of wonder if this game was incredibly difficult on the mode that they wanted people to play it on. It probably was. And I kind of think it was kind of difficult even when I was playing it on normal the first time. I can't even keep...
Look out. Got someone skulking around.
Rats, damn you!
This is rats. There you go, you wanna come this way? I actually need to go back this way and convince them to run through the wall of light because that will be funnier.
Sharp. Got a prowler.
Come on! Come on, guys. Really?
Assassin, hell, a promotion for the man who kills this one.
Come after me. Oh, you're only gonna shoot? Really?
Watch it.
What happens if I freeze time? Here's an area map. We are in the current location. There's Kingsport Fort and then the lighthouse. Thanks for the map. That would have been nice if that was the whole game. It was. This door is locked. And neither one of them have the key. And the gatehouse catwalk. We just kind of...
It's not the best you can do. You disappoint me, Martin.
Why don't you come down and settle this man to man?
The view is nice up here. I'm not moving.
Don't try to act brave, you worthless piece of shit.
Come and get me if you're so strong.
Stupid blue blood. Let's see how you like this.
Martin, you couldn't hit me if I was standing next to you. You guards, to me. Take that.
Stand clear!
So there's Martin. I think we need our gun. Oops, almost died. How about a grenade for you?
Get down. Get away. Promotion to the man who kills this one.
Need more health. How about I shoot this gun? Now I got my magic back.
Stand clear. Clear the line. Beat him to the house.
When I find you, it's going to be bad.
Guard, to me.
I'm out. Here you go. Sleep. Sleep.
Stand clear. I know you're here somewhere.
So many people.
For the watch. Check under everything.
We have the lighthouse elevator key, or the control room key.
Someone get over here. Get around him.
I hear rats coming.
Take this.
So that's the Overwatch. There.
I know you're here. Here you are. Watch out. Take it.
I'm out of those. How about one of these? Incendiary bolt.
Play the outsider. Assassin, help. Clear the line. Firing. Clear the line. Clear.
And it just never stops here. It's like, give me something to shoot.
Watch it.
This isn't fun.
Come on, bleed.
This is exactly the opposite of how you're supposed to play the game. And it seems like a non-stop thing. All I want to do is get in this stupid control room. That's all I wanted. Was the control room key to get that stupid thing that I didn't even need the key to get to that point. There you go. They all dodge. It seems very unlikely you ever get the opportunity to. Let's go ahead and use that, even though it seems very, very unlikely you ever get the opportunity to kill in one hit. So that's the drain, and I believe with that, we can get up here. Where is the room? That's all I care about right now. I want that room. Into the gatehouse. Pendleton. How did I miss the rune?
I wish I'd say goodbye to my kids, but I didn't know. I thought we had already won.
I still say his lordship was right to try for the girl. The Admiral was just faster.
His lordship's landed us right in the shit now.
You're right there. Havlik up top, Martin at the gates, and us in the middle. Our man's wounded.
Shut your mouths, both of you. We're Pendleton's men. Live or die, we're going to act like it.
What the fuck? Oh, I'll
So we get some new men. They look like they're in different uniforms there. So we're going after Pendleton here, whether we meant to or not. I hope we're going after Pendleton. I'm not even sure. The layout here is too squished together, would be, I guess, the right term. We're just having Martin and Pendleton.
That bastard's done me. I should have killed them all when I had the chance.
Don't say that, my lord.
First my brothers, now me.
Where's your brothers now? Me? You told me to kill your brothers. Okay, you wanna talk? Wanna try to talk your way out of this one? There you go. You wanna try and talk? Nope. Can't even knock him out. So no real choice there. As far as a non-lethal thing, I could have left them all alone. I guess if we're going for the bad ending, we're going for the real bad ending here. Did I pick up a rune and just miss it? How many runes do I have right now? 1. Maybe I did pick up a rune and missed it. Well, there's nothing left here. There's nothing pointing. Oh, wait. I didn't have that. Alright, so let's try this again. That's the only one, right? Just the lighthouse elevator, and then this one is way down right here, 17 meters down. How do we get down 17 meters? The position we are in right now. That guy's gonna see me. Doesn't feel like that's the right path anyways. So yes, I very much am doing the high chaos thing. I bet it's 17 meters. It's probably right. 8 meters. Here, it's right there. I missed it because I fell in the water. It's where is it? It's right here, and I missed it. Alright. Got it. Got it. Good. Let's just quickly blink our way up, and then we'll just run up the stairs. Is this the way? No, I guess it's not. That was gonna be a way at some point.
Let me know if you want to gamble on
I'll take that. So we're gonna get the bad ending, but there is actually, I believe, a really, really bad ending that I'm gonna save the game and we're gonna try and do that one too. Unfortunately, we really aren't gonna be able to do the good ending. Right, so what does my dark vision tell me about that pylon? Other than the fact that it's gonna kill me, nothing. Let's see. Let's see.
what you'll do if Slackjaw and his Bottle Street boys jump you?
I don't need shit from you.
So there's one guy there, one guy there. I have 2 bolts and nothing else. We're on top of the elevator, and we can, I believe, if we just look here.
What's going on there?
Darn it. Yep, let's go to the Burroughs Lighthouse. Let's also, well, we can't save the game right now, whatever. It may be too late, but it doesn't matter. The light at the end, the leaders of the Loyalist conspiracy have moved to a monumental lighthouse, the final military project. We've already read this. So we're going up this elevator. We can't move. Now we can. So let's go ahead and save our game right here. And bad ending. High chaos, killed practically everyone. Let's see, I didn't kill Lady Boyle, and maybe that was the only person I didn't kill. I mean, at this rate, it kind of doesn't even matter. So when I let go of this guy, he's just gonna fall off and die. So I don't know how helpful that was. Let's see. I think I just knocked him over. Nope. Yeah, he somehow decided to turn around. Here we go. I managed not to kill a couple of them. And the game does not really reward you for killing everybody either. For a bad player, there is an opportunity to reward somebody. Not bad as in evil, but just bad as in not skillful. There might be a way to reward them by saying, you know what, for your gameplay style, just kill everybody. And we'll give you a counter on how many people are alive, and we'll reward you with something like that. Ooh, lightning. Little nice view of the ocean, not a lot there, not great detail by today's standards. But you could have really done something like that. And if maybe in the first tutorial level it doesn't matter how you play, it just makes a suggestion based on whether you play stealthily or whether you kill a bunch of people, and says, you know what, if you want to kill everybody, fine. If you don't, fine. But this game instead pretty much looks down upon me, and I don't really like it. It's not super irritating or anything. I'm gonna go ahead and double save here, just because we don't want to. You don't want to see me go through the whole section again. So the Lord Regent here was building this as a monument to him. So let's see. Here is the map once again. A nice look at what they were planning to do for this game. How they were going to just have a huge open world. And I mean, that's purely speculation on my part. It could be totally wrong. But when you see a map like this, it really does scream to me that they had some big ambitions and they weren't able to pull them off. Why am I picking up coins? I'm pretty sure there's no New Game Plus, so anything I collect in this level, maybe it will be given to me if I went back and replayed a previous level, but maybe it wouldn't. So I'm not sure the coins in this level exist for any reason other than the default one. Here's like an announcement or audio recording thing. There's blood everywhere. Oh, that's gross. Here's a book. Is there anything over here to pick up? No. Yeah, I think I only spared Lady Boyle's life. Maybe I tried to spare some of the other people and failed? I remember starting this series saying I was going to try to play non-lethal, and it just never worked. Just never had the opportunity. At this point, there's no reason. There's like no reason whatsoever.
Done such cowardly things I'm ashamed of. How could anyone ever forgive us? Would they? Even if things are better? No, that's not how it works. Once the bureaucrats step in, everything gets muddy. If anyone ever knew, we'd all lose our heads for this. No one could know. And could we ever control Emily with Corvo around? That's the question that sticks in my mind. We need to make our final move, and we need to make it cleanly. No loose ends. Only a few in the know. The ones with the most to lose.
So it almost feels like you should be able to take this recording over to that transmission station and do it. Here's a bumper pool set. This looks like probably a stock pool table asset in which they've added bumper pools. And boy, does that not look round. Boy, does that look like hexagons. And then you got the kinks in the rugs again. Rugs may be stock assets. I bet there's probably a lot. It's just they did a good job of combining it to make me not realize this. I like this rain on the sun on the glass roof. As it does. There's all kinds of things over here that I've never been through. Interesting. Yeah, if there was any enemies around in this section, I could see why you would have this whole thing. But there aren't any enemies around. And as far as I know, there never are any enemies around. Maybe there are though. Maybe I sounded an alarm so they all came running towards me. Here we go, we'll save a third time so we don't need to probably save again. Let's just start running.
Move already, child.
Up we go.
Hold still, stupid.
Looks like there could have been way more stuff.
Stay where you are, Corvo, or I jump.
Corvo! Save me!
Quiet.
Alright. Spin time, stop. X to catch Emily.
You're my hero. The others are all dead, aren't they? That's alright, because I was going to have them killed anyway. I am going to be Empress.
So, let's continue from here because I think there might be a little bit more. But, as you can kind of see, with the high chaos, killing Lord Pimbleton, Overseer Martin and Havelock, and rescuing Emily, we have opened the door for Emily to be a very cruel leader, potentially evil Empress, instead of a good and kind and holding back and not, you know, executing people at such a young age or thinking about executing people. And all my bad actions she's been watching and she's been learning. And I believe when we hit continue we're going to see more of that. The end.
What will history tell us? That the daughter of a murdered empress ascended the throne up a mountain of corpses, carried by an assassin named Corvo? No. They'll say that little Emily Caldwin I came to power in an age of terror and corruption, and that she did her best in a world that is not kind to little girls or empresses.
So these are like 3D dioramas of how we've ended everything. Looks like Samuel left
But whether
Dunwall.
the stories told mention you by name or not, she will remember you were there, Corvo.
So this is kind of bad because the sequel takes place as she's a teenager, and so this is predicting a future that may never happen. So before we skip that, let's skip this and then load that. That's the high chaos ending. Not terrible, really. But yeah, we did some things and that changed the ending. Video games, when this came out, did a lot of this stuff where you'd get a slightly different ending based on what you did. But autosave the end. No, I don't want to save load that one. I want to Let's see. I believe this is the one we want. Yeah. So there is one really awful ending that's even worse than this. Again, I want to point out that, like, you could be looking here for collectibles. There's something that's controlling something. There's all kinds of... There's a whole room down there to look.
Let me go! I am the Empress! Did you learn anything? Stay where you are, Corvo. All right,
We could have listened to that, sorry.
What? You won't. Will you, Corvo? You had your chance to be a hero. In a minute, this will just be another bloody mess you've left behind. Did you want your honor back? To rescue the lady? Oh no, Corvo. That's not you.
Bam. You can let him jump, or you can just shoot him, and shoot her, and kill her. And that is a valid ending. It's not gonna be canonical, because obviously she's still alive in this Dishonored 2, unless that turns out to be she's a hallucination, or the outsider saves her or something. Let's see how this ending goes.
I don't know about you, Corvo, but I've had a lovely time. Intrigue and mystery, butchery and betrayal, the death throes of an empire. And you were an avenging spirit, spreading chaos at every turn.
Yeah, I guess I was.
The city's feeding
Didn't
on
mean it
itself
to.
now. Liars and merchants and nobles, like maggots on a carcass.
See, the
Soon
rats are
there'll be
even
nothing
worse.
left for the rats.
Maybe I could have killed Samuel, even. It's a possibility.
It's just as well. The Empire was dying already, completely rotten. All that was needed was the right man to send it over the edge. But now, you'll be off over the horizon on an outbound ship. I wonder, are you chasing something or running away?
So even the ending, when it tells you what ending you have, it still needs to be kind of open-ended, because it has no idea whether you just screwed up there and let him jump, or whether you intentionally tried to kill her. Sadly, I can't do the... I just cannot cover the good ending. That requires you to be in low chaos mode the whole game. Or most of the game, at least. And I couldn't pull it off. Not on a single level. There are about 9 levels here that mentioned. And they vary widely in length. They vary widely on whether they are designed to allow you to go side different paths, or whether it is really just a straight path. The different paths were at the very beginning of the game, and I imagine what happened was they spent way too much time on that first level after escaping from the prison, which was a tutorial level. I imagine they spent way too much time on that, and that was probably what they first started with, and then their deadlines were getting closer and closer, or they were running out of money or something, and they had to take whatever they had done for the rest of the whole game and try to add on to it and get something out there. And they did get something out there. They got something really amazing, considering this feels very much like a troubled production. When you compare this to a game like Skyrim, if this was what Skyrim was, compared to what Skyrim actually was, you would never really know is the issue. I suspect this was supposed to be a game as big as Skyrim. It's published by Bethesda, it's made by Arcane Studios. It see the Bethesda-esque collection of items and how it has been kind of cut down to just coins and a few pieces of food, where if in Skyrim there's way more items. Interesting song choice. It probably does not hold up very well in 2016 to play a song like this over your credits. We kind of know now that the outsider, more than likely, just wanted us to cause chaos. That's why he gave us the power. The only thing that might be different is that if we played low chaos the whole time and non-lethal every level, maybe how the outsider responded changed also. And if that is the case, then maybe he is both good and bad guy. But since I couldn't play the non-lethal, and that's the worst part about this game, is that I have no real interest in going back and playing this again. I have no real interest in trying to play the levels over and over again, trying to get better and get non-lethal. There's tons of achievements here that I'll never get, and that irritates me a little bit, since I'm stupidly obsessed with achievements for some reason. So, yeah, there's nothing here that causes me to want to play it again. And it's a game that really wants me to play it each level multiple times. Technically there's only 9 levels, but some of those levels are 2.5 hours of gameplay, and that's when you're running through it and just being slightly obsessive about collecting things. I could only become more obsessive if I tried to play this some more, because I would need to go and find every single coin, which immediately means I need to go find a pickup walkthrough that would tell me exactly where everything is. There's no in-game map in here, so you wouldn't be able to find that. You could use your dark vision if you have the dark vision in that specific level. We'll try that in a second and see if that might be the case. I've been saying there's no New Game Plus. If there is actually a New Game Plus, that would be really, really amazing. But I don't believe there is. I think instead it's just play the chapters over and over again. Would that entire final level be drastically different in low chaos mode? I don't think it really is. I think the boat takes you to a slightly different spot, and that's it. It just takes you to an easier spot to start at. Maybe it even skips some of the sections. I don't know. I really would have a hard time believing it skipped very much. And what happens if you do low chaos all throughout the game and you get the low chaos ending, and then you just go crazy and kill everybody? Do you get a medium ending, which is probably what I got? I mean, I don't think I really probably did get the most chaotic ending of possible, because that would have required killing Lady Boyle and everybody else. But maybe I did. Maybe it is just the black and white high and low. It seems like it is. And if that is the case, then that's a little annoying. These credits are going on forever. Come on. ZeniMax Asia. ZeniMax. I thought this was made by Arcane Studios. ZeniMax must have done a lot of work on it. So I think that probably explains a lot here when you have a ZeniMax Asia and Arcane Studios and Bethesda's the publisher. You've got like 5 different teams being named making this. Or when you have something like ZeniMax Canada or ZeniMax Asia, I don't know if there is a ZeniMax Canada, but when you have things like that, where it's the same company name, but it is totally different groups, different areas, obviously, that's a problem too. They've kind of fixed that in the Assassin's Creed series a little bit, where now they'll have one team spend 2 years on making a game, and maybe none of what that one team makes gets put into the sequel that's made by a different team that has been spending 2 years making that one. So what you get when that happens is you get some Assassin's Creed games that aren't worth playing and some Assassin's Creed games that are worth playing. So it's kind of half of a dozen, six of another type situation where it's balanced out, whether you break one game and send it to multiple crews, which I don't recommend, or you have multiple crews make different sequels, which I don't recommend. Ideally, what you do is you just let one team that really loves the work they're working on and can really get the job done just do the job and take the 4 to 6 years it takes to make a video game good. I suspect because this was a new project, this isn't a sequel to anything. I don't know if Dishonored was a great seller, but I don't remember it being a super high seller. Certainly it disappeared off the map, but even Fallout 4 now is kind of falling off the map because it doesn't have a lot of reason to continue playing it. Alright, we're up to the production babies. It's been a ridiculously long list here. For as many people who have been listed, this game should have been better filled out. It's not a bad game though. I've been very critical, and it's very strange the way this game finally emerged, but it was still a good game. It's still getting a sequel. I look forward to the sequel. I think everybody should probably consider playing the sequel. Alright, so if I was to do a new game, it would just be a new game. No New Game Plus. But I can do missions, and some of the missions are the downloadable content, which we will do later. We have 3 of them, Dunwall City Trials. I think I probably will end up just running through these city trials because they're probably all things I'm not going to do very good at. And then we have the Knife of Dunwall, and then we have the Bridgemore Witches, and that might fill out the story a little bit better. Yep. I want to just run here. Let's see. And let's see in Coolidge Prison real quickly. What do we have as an item? Let's see. I'm pressing this. I'm pressing the left bump. I'm pressing the right bump. I'm not seeing any items. Let's go ahead back to the main menu. And then try mission 2. So we're in the distillery district, the area that I feel they spent way too much of their time with. Let's see.
It'll be a rough trip. Used to be to go straight up Clavering Boulevard, but now it's not so easy.
So,
the city's dead
what we want to do here is once we get into gameplay, we want to see, do we have the items that we picked up in the previous play? Do we have the abilities we've unlocked in the previous play? If we don't, then you know there's the only way you can improve your run through the game would be to start at the beginning, play it as perfectly as possible, getting all the coins, getting all the blueprints, which blueprints, we never got any indicator that the blueprints are here. So, here we are, and it feels very much like it just saved where we were at that point. We don't have as many bone charms as we could. Apparently the activated bone charms that we had before. We don't have as many items as we did. We certainly don't have all the powers that we did. Doesn't look like we have any of the collectibles. Why would we? So when you get down to it, this is like the worst way possible to encourage somebody to play the game again. They want us to go here, look at the mission stats, and upgrade these. So for the first escaping, I would want to try and play it over and over again until I had no kills and no dead or unconscious bodies found, with none of the abilities that I got later on in the game. And I would like to try to get the 400 extra coins that I didn't find. So I can't really think of anybody that would really want to do that. And it's only broken up into 9 sections. There are no subsections here, as far as I see. So you would still, ideally, if you were going to play this game over and over again and try to get the perfect mission stats, you would do it by making hard saves and going back to those saves manually, not by reselecting these 9 sections. It's just a horrible, horrible way to do it. That really is. What happens if I like load the end? Let's see. So I want to skip this.
I don't know about you, Corvo. But I've had a lovely time.
So this is the ending again.
Intrigue
I want to
and
see what the
mystery,
continue
butchery and
would
betrayal,
do.
The death throes of an empire. And you were
So
an avenging
I
spirit,
theoretically,
spreading chaos at
since I
every
can't
turn.
skip this, theoretically
The
I
city's feeding on
suspect
itself now.
if I had done the
Liars
low
and
chaos
merchants
thing,
and nobles
Emily would have
like
turned into a
maggots
sweet,
on
nice
cockles.
girl,
Soon there'd
and
be
she
nothing
wouldn't
left for
be
the
thinking
rest.
about executing the loyalists, and she would turn into a nice person and a nice empress that is strong and smart and kind. And honestly, that ending doesn't really work for Dishonored 2 at all.
It's just as well. The
Because
Empire
we
was
see
dying
her with
already,
with
completely
Corvo trying to
All that was needed was the right
assassinate
man
people.
to send it
I
over
think.
the edge.
So maybe
But
in the
now,
sequel it
you'll
is
be
the
off
high
over the
chaos
horizon
thing.
on an outbound ship.
I don't
I
know.
wonder,
This world
are you
is so
chasing
violent. This
something
world is so
or running away?
nefarious, and everybody that is in this world tries to betray everybody else. Alright, so skip that. So what happens when I hit continue? Nothing, it just goes back to Gold's prison. Alright. So the continue is a different continue than that autosave. This autosave is different than this one. So what happens if I delete this one? Since it doesn't really matter. And then hit continue. No, it just takes you back to this. Alright, fine. I thought maybe there would be a new game plus mode there, but no. So that's Dishonored, and that sets up Dishonored 2. I have high expectations for Dishonored 2, and I hope they are fulfilled. I hope they don't go here and realize, sorry, I thought this was going to give me some more things, and yes it is. I have some high expectations for Dishonored 2, and I hope they don't just see what they got away with in the first game and think that's enough and give us more of this. Because Dishonored really coming out in 2016 would be considered less than an independent game. It would get criticized quite a lot more than it did the year it came out. It probably came out in a year where there wasn't that much to compete with it, or at the time there wasn't that much, but I can't remember far back enough then to really find out if that's the case. So I have no idea, but I suspect that's probably a lot of the case. There is some problems with the story as far as the magic and steampunk and old time history. I vaguely recall at one point this was going to be set in our past, and they changed it to a completely different universe, which is a good thing because it wouldn't have made a lot of sense with some of these elements that got added. You could take the steampunk out of this game very easily, because a fold-up sword could have been a very unique item, and the tall boys didn't really need to exist at all in the game. So you could have gotten rid of several of those things and it still would have made perfect sense. It almost kind of feels like they made it steampunk just to explain half of the electronic stuff that is in this game. Electronics in this universe doesn't make any sense at all though, because there are street lamps that aren't on, there are flood lamps that are on, but most of the lamps work by whale oil, theoretically to scare off the rats, I think? I don't know. There's a lot of questions left, and I'm sure maybe if I had actually read the books, somewhere in one of those books some of that stuff got explained, but they didn't tell me. They didn't tell me in the main story or explain any of it, and I'd like to see the main story just audio-wise explain this universe a lot more, because I'm intrigued and I expect a lot more. I hope Dishonored 2 isn't an open world game. We don't need a new open world game. I hope more that it is a more straightforward, better thought out, maybe get rid of the whole concept of having 3 levels to every building, because that doesn't really work for video games. People don't think vertically, they think horizontally as far as video games. So adding second and third stories to buildings means often many players miss stuff, and I miss some stuff in this game, sadly, but I'm not interested enough to come back and play it. And inherently, I guess that's kind of the worst thing I can say about Dishonored, is I'm just not interested enough to play it as much as it wanted me to play it. Or I can also say this game really wanted you to play in a stealth way and did not hold your hand or train you as a player or help you in any way to do that. This game's too hard by its standards. By a regular player's standards, if you just run around and do the high chaos like I did, it's fine on easy, but when you start to play it stealthily, it is way too hard. And I'm gonna wrap it up. So next recording we will start the Dunwall trials, I believe is the mission. Let's see, yeah, the Dunwall City trials. I suspect we will run through all of that in one recording, and then I will do the Knife of Dunwall and the Brightmoor Witches, and I suspect each one of those is going to be, my guess is they're going to be missions. If we're lucky, they'll be like the equivalent of 2 or 3 missions, so it goes up to 4 or 5 hours for each one of these. If we're unlucky, it could be 30 minutes to an hour for each one of these. I have no idea. But I am pretty sure the city trials, we're going to just look at them and then give up on them very quickly. Anywho, that's it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All that helps me out. If you want to support me, you can click on my name, Rydo. On the right will be a blue button that says support this channel. Click it, make a donation. And if you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.